Hello and welcome to the Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the link of the site, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes, or you could be a lurker and you can just lurk if that's something you'd like to do. But if you do want to say hi, that's also great. It's a Saturday night. We're in the summer months. It's May. It's not going to be May. It is May. Hello, Aristophan. Welcome, welcome. Ghost Valve is here. Hello, Ghost Valve. But yeah, I understand. People got stuff to do. I've been busy the last 2 days. I guess I'll talk about that. Busier than I've been lately. Good stuff. But yeah, I got out of the house. I left the house to not, outside of walking, I left the house for a reason besides going for exercise. 2 days in a row, and that is a lot for me. I am a homebody for various reasons. So yeah, I got out and about, so we'll chat about that. We'll talk about it's officially hot here in Portland. It hit 90 today, so fan. We didn't get to 90, but it is warm here in South Carolina, and we'll start with that. Hey, I won't be as much of a sweaty mess tonight. My passive-aggressive move did work. If you were here on Thursday, you know that the first hour of the stream, I had my door open. And you're like, Pat, why'd you have the door open? Well, it was one, to help with air circulation. And two, it was to kind of remind the house that, hey, it's gotten warm. And I'm in the room that gets the warmest because it's small and because I keep the door closed when I stream. And because I have a big computer in here, and I have lights that have to come on, so that I am not in the shadows when I build, and my kit is not in the shadows as we work on it. So I, made my voice heard vis-a-vis having the door be open, and apparently that did work because the air conditioning is on. So could I have a conversation? Yes. Did I need to be passive-aggressive? No. Did I make the choice to do it? Damn right I did. Would I do it this way again? I mean, probably. I probably would. I would probably do it this way again. Sorry, just touching up a little bit here on this kit. But yeah, it's warm, and now it will be less warm in here as I build model kits, which is great. As a reminder, folks, air conditioning is fantastic. Highly recommend it. If you got it, flaunt it. All right. I think that's enough ramble rouse. So let's get into model kit building. Let's go to this kit. We're gonna body complete this kit. We're gonna work on. We're gonna put a sticker on the shoulder. We're gonna start working on the backpack and the shield and the weapon. We're not gonna finish it tonight. We'll actually finish this kit on Monday, is my guess. But we'll get pretty far tonight. And then Monday we'll finish it, and then I'll try to transform it, and I bet that'll suck ass. I bet that will be real bad. So I'll definitely get a photo of it looking good before I make it look not as good. Because that is my guess, is I'm going to mess it up. Let's go to the overhead. So here's our kit. We're going to put a sticker on the shoulder here, but we're going to do the hands first, then we'll do that. We already did the stickers on the back of the kit that need to go there. Most of these new stickers are going to go on our shield and are going to go on the back of this kit, on the what is it called? The flying armor. The flying armor and the stabilizer are going to need a bunch of stickers, both sides of it. That's going to be primarily where a lot of these stickers end up, are on those spots. But we do have one sticker, we'll put it there. So remember, we got to put on there, we got to put the A on there for Amaro. So I guess I'll start by saying, hey, hi friends, hi. Last night, I should say, specifically, last evening, we went out to dinner. My dad's 81st birthday. That's right. He's 81 years young. We went out to dinner for him. We went to a lovely place on the water, very cool spot. And we went, my mom and dad both got prime rib. And I decided I wasn't going to get prime rib. Because I like prime rib, but I don't crave prime rib. I'm not looking for it. I'll get it at a wedding, that kind of thing. I'm more of that guy. Um, hey, Lashbrook, welcome. So we go out last night. We go there. Should say, because it is in a popular area, this restaurant had its own Pokestop, and there were several Pokestops within distance around it. And I completed so many quests that were like, spin, 8 Pokestop. Like, I don't, in my daily life, ever come near a Pokestop for Pokemon Go, which I still do use. I never come in contact with Pokestops. They're just not in my walking radius. There's nothing near me. So that was awesome. So not only did I have some good dinner, and also my dad celebrated his birthday, and it was nice. I also had the opportunity to get myself a lot of Pokespins, and that was very good. Unfortunately, we weren't near a gym because I have 2 quests right now that require me to battle in a gym. Not win, just battle. Well, we weren't actually near a gym for me to do that, which was a little frustrating, got to admit. But still, was very happy with that. Now, as I said, Mom and Dad both got the prime rib. Very happy with the prime rib. I got a sirloin. Unfortunately, only 6 ounces. And there was like a 9 ounce and a 6 ounce, and I went with the 6 ounce. I wish it was like 7 or 8, but I ordered it medium, and that shit was medium. Now, I grill a good steak, okay? I can do a good job with a steak on an open fire or in a controlled environment in the kitchen. I think I do a fine job with a good piece of meat. But I don't do restaurant quality. Like, I'm not there, right? Like, as I cut into this, and it was perfect, exactly how I wanted it. You could tell it was encrusted with salt and butter. It was definitely tasted butter. You could taste garlic. Was it done in garlic salt? Was it done separate with garlic? But you couldn't see any flecks of garlic. It melted right in there, but you could taste it, and it was so good. It was such a good sirloin that I was so happy because I like a good steak. And like I said, I can prepare a steak just fine. I got no problems with that. But I'm never going to be like, I don't have a cast iron skillet. If I had we'll say this about myself. I'll pat myself on the back here. If I had a cast iron skillet, a well-seasoned cast iron skillet, I could make a steak like I had that was up to snuff like that one. But I don't have access to that. So the best I can do, which I do, like I said, I do a pretty good job with. The best I can do is a decent enough steak, but I wouldn't never touch that. So that was really fun. That was my dad's birthday. That was nice. Now, here in the United States, it is Mother's Day tomorrow, but we live in a town that had tourism is a big thing in the summer. Besides the usual tourism, it's also Bike Week. And bikers from all across the state and surrounding states come here to drink with their friends and drive down the street and be in all over the fucking place. So when you add in Bike Week with just normal amounts of people doing their thing, going about their business, going out after church or whatever, or also specifically for Mother's Day, we decided we weren't going to go tomorrow for a Mother's Day breakfast brunch. We were going to go today. We body completed this kit. It's time to put a sticker here on the shoulder. So we're going to do that. We're going to have our guide to see how that A looks. And then I'm going to peel the A off. And then I'm going to try to arrange it. Condition Bleen says, oh, hell yeah, indeed. So we went out today for brunch. Breakfast, really. So I got up earlier than I normally do. A whole hour and a half before I normally get up. Which is fine, because, celebrating. And I ate too much food and then felt very tired for the rest of the day. Because I got the breakfast bowl. There were several breakfast bowls. I went with it was tater tots with and hash, thinly diced corned beef because it was the that hash and onion, and then a gravy kind of a light gravy, sausage gravy, and then 2 eggs, however you want it. And I went with over easy because I like to break the yolk and have the yolk mix in with the gravy and everything like that. Real good. And then you dip your concoction into the egg as it kind of melts into everything. And it was exceptionally good. All right, let's look at this A. So we'll figure out how we want this A to sit. I think I'm looking at this. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get on there and want to stay on there. I think that will look fine. Yep, I think that's going to be great. Great. Our A is on, everybody. We did it. I could have gone lower with this. I probably should actually go lower with this. I'm realizing the top of this is peeking over and would have to bend. So I'm going to see if I can pull this up and reposition it. I can. So I'm just going to lower it a little bit. Great. I maybe overcompensated on lowering it, but I'm fine with that. I think that's actually better. Great. The A has been applied. Now we know this is Amoros, even though that's a secret, if I remember correctly. So we got all of the stickers we can do now. We are body complete on this kit. But yes, so that breakfast was intense and heavy. And I was very full. Also, this place on the water, nice view, lots of people around, and of course, lots of Pokestops at this location as well. So I was very happy to get a bunch of spins in there. So that was good, but not near a gym, so I couldn't do the battle in gyms because I have, as I said, I have 2 quests that want that. But it was a great day out. Mom seemed to enjoy it. She's getting her cards tomorrow on actual Mother's Day. My dad got his birthday cards yesterday. Got a Home Depot gift card from me. And you're like, Pat, like, I know that money isn't great for you right now, but gift cards, huh? It is something that he requests consistently. For Christmas, I always get him an actual gift. It is usually a CD of some sort. But he wants gift cards to Home Depot because he doesn't want to spend his own money on like soil or chips for the yard or rocks for the yard or anything like that. Plants, he would spend money on plants himself, but he doesn't want to spend, so he'll spend his gift card money on that stuff that he wants for the yard. It works out pretty okay. So he liked that. Mom tomorrow will get her gift. It's also a gift card. I don't often give her gift cards, but a place she really likes had I did not know they sold gift cards to that location, so I got something there. She's going to like it. It's going to be good. So, it was a fun couple days. And of course I had other stuff to do. I still had some video work to put together for my video that's going up next Wednesday. I had an idea for that, and I wanted to film that today, so I did that. Hey, I had to watch some anime today so we could talk about it in the second hour. So I did that, which was good. And yesterday I had a few things going on, and then watched some wrestling with some friends, which is always fun. Kind of just had a nice evening there. All right, we need E13 and 14. Is that going to be, that's this over here. Great. So 13 and 14. We'll get that going. I believe this is, no, there's another section of the stabilizer, but we're almost ready for the stabilizer to, then we'll panel line it. Once it's done, we'll panel line it. Then we'll look to see if this thing has any stickers that need to go on it, and then we'll attach it to our kit here as we work on the stabilizer and the flight unit. So yeah, overall, I'm full. Had dinner, but still, like, yikes, that was a lot of breakfast. Dirty says, see if you can do like my mom. She's taking a master gardener class and receives a lot of plants and trees through the course. Oh, that's fun. That's something to look at. He just both he and my mom, I've talked about this before, they very much care about how the yard looks, and they want to different kinds of flowers that bloom throughout the year, and I'm constantly moving potted plants from the front yard to the backyard and all of that. And I can't really be asked, but they really enjoy it. So I'm certainly happy to help and make sure that everyone's like safe and doing what they need to do and all that. So I always go out of my way to make sure that everything is like going to work out, because I do worry about lifting heavy things and all that. But like the follow through, I'm not particularly like. Also, hi Dirty, welcome. So right now it's just like, yeah, let them get whatever. Oh, we got to move this. Oh, you put this in a planter that's too heavy. Okay, sure, I'll get the hand truck. I'll move this where you want me to move it. Or what else you need me to do here? Okay, great. Oh, you want me to water after dinner? Sure, because in these couple of months it's gonna be really hot, and I'll take on that job as well. Sure, no problem. I got old sneakers. I don't mind getting wet, and we'll make it work. Got a little undergating here that we got to take care of. Is that undergating? Yes, this is undergating. Or this might not be undergating. I think it is. We'll snip that off. Important to keep an eye on that, because this kit does have some little tiny nubbins that need to not be on the kit to make life easier. Find a nubbin, take it off, because otherwise you'll find it later when you're trying to have the two pieces smooth contact with one another, and they can't be, and you're like, why isn't this lining up properly? And it's because I just did it wrong. It's my fault. Cool. So those are a couple of good days, but I certainly had other things going on and got some other work done, which I'm happy about. Let's see. What can we talk about here? We'll get into some of the annoying things right now. We'll talk about how a Twitter update. We do like to have the updates on Twitter.com and their shenanigans. Mostly Elon Musk's shenanigans. Let's see. So, turns out that Elon decided some investigative reporters were a psyop and limited their access. So the CEO of Twitter, who eventually will step down as CEO, can just decide that he doesn't believe that some people were journalists, and he can just make them have less access to their reach. Like no proof necessary. And, it's his company. He can do that. It just fucking sucks. NPR is permanently leaving Twitter. They had said, with Musk in charge, we're going to limit our access, what we do on here. But they're like, no, we're done. We're done here, which makes sense. And this is not fun. Elon Musk is helping the Turkish government. Turkish government has an election coming up. And he is helping them remove messages from people who are critical of that government right before an election. Which fucking sucks, obviously. And he was like, well, do you want me to, help this government out or have Twitter be throttled? And it's like, well, we don't want you to fucking give in. Duh. It's like, yeah, I mean, yes, your site operating at a full efficiency would be great, but fuck off. Especially because Elon was like, hey, I'm hearing from some countries that they want us to block access to certain, to Russian, not Ukraine, but they want us to do this, and this, and we definitely won't do that. And it's like, okay, cool, dude, cool. Also, yeah, there's a his internet satellite company just has a big old contract with Turkey and just launched a satellite. So cool, dude. Cool. That's your Elon Musk update. Dirty said one thing she learned to help with watering her garden is how to bury and use Ola pots. Okay, cool. I don't know what that is, but I can investigate. Neat. So yeah, you know how it sucks here. As usual, welcome to Earth. Fucking sucks here sometimes. Sometimes meaning all times. Um, let's see. Let's do a positive thing instead of being really bummed. We'll like get it. I mean, I'm a little negative about the outcome, but I can be positive about the concept of Eurovision. Eurovision. The finals of Eurovision were today. The Eurovision 2023. It happened. It continues to be a thing that is fun, mostly, and occasionally a bummer, but mostly fucking fun. Oops, that did not go in properly. Sorry. Go there. Okay. Oh my God! Don't get me started on the result. Yes, condition bleed. I mean, we will get into it. So, we'll talk about the end. Basically, countries vote, people vote. You know, sometimes it's often political. It's supposed to be a celebration, but sometimes people are like, hey, sometimes the people that are there boo countries when they do well because they don't want to go to that country. And so it's a lot of that, and it's some countries like voting in blocks and all that, and then the popular vote comes in and that goes a certain way, and it is in many ways a popularity contest. It also sometimes is like, well, they didn't win a couple years ago, but this performance is so good, or well, this is very similar to a previous performance, but okay, like that's gonna win this year. Maybe I'm putting this piece in wrong. I don't know, but piece is not lining up how I would like it to. We'll see if I can get this to line up right. It's a whole thing. Sweden won. And I didn't really like their song. I think it's kind of boring, and I thought the performance was fine. But it wasn't like, because sometimes songs win and you're like, this is a very simple song with a simple message, and it's fine. But the live performance is like wild or cool or weird or inspirational or beautiful. And you're like, well, people live in there, people watching at home, like, you got to give it up for them. Like you got to hand it to them, that kind of thing. Occasionally that's true. But in this case, I didn't feel that about Sweden. Now, I wasn't necessarily pulling for Finland because I liked that Finland song either. I think Finland's song was like fine. But it was okay on a technical level, but it wasn't weird or gay enough. Yes, because that's the thing about the Finnish performance. The Finnish performance was bonkers. It was wild and wonderful. Now, were there other wild and wonderful performances on the show? Certainly. Were those countries going to win? Probably not. So it's like, well, and it was very clear that people responded very positively to that performance. Maybe I might put this in upside down. For whatever reason, this piece is just not locking in like it's supposed to. And it is frustrating me, and I don't know why it's not locking in like it should. But this little piece should not be popping out. So I'm going to pop this off again and see if I can figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So while I talk about Eurovision, let me continue to do this here. All right, so this is going to go like this. Yep, goes like that. This goes down here. That actually looks right. So I think I did this correct. Maybe I didn't do it correctly. Maybe if this is wrong. No. So anyway, there were other performances I thought were better, but like Finland could have won and would have been a fun time if they had won. I think that would have been a lovely thing because I think that performance was so out there and special and interesting and fun that like, yeah, that would have been a good time if that had won. They didn't win. Sweden won. Boring. My standouts, and maybe Bleen has their standouts. Here are my standouts that I would say you should look for. You can find their semi finals performances, or their country performances, or the music videos, because they're all pretty similar. Music videos are obviously different from the live performance, but like you get a vibe of like what's going on and what they're shooting for with the videos. So we get something like Norway. Norway. Really fun dance song. Very catchy. Good chorus. Like you're like, okay, I get what's going on here. I get these vibes. Like this is like, yeah, this makes sense to me. I understand why people would be down for this, right? Oh, or like Moldova. Fantastic costumes, great beat. Clearly a song about their country. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with this Moldova song, but like, I'm always gonna give Moldova a chance when it comes to Eurovision. I'm always gonna say like, hey, what's going on with Moldova? I always want to know what they're up to. This is just now not going together at all, so that's fun. Or maybe the people I wanted to win. People that I backed. Now, you know, you're going to have a lot of dance music, right? You're going to have some folk music that's from the people and feels like, you know, traditional instruments, ballads, love ballads, perhaps, you know, things like that, right? Some national songs about the country, that kind of thing. Weird techno, sure. But sometimes a country, maybe as a joke, maybe because they like the performers, sometimes a country makes their representative a fucking cool metal band. I love a little bit of weird techno, right? Like Germany. Oh God, what are they called? Lord of something or other. But their song is called Blood and Glitter. And they were dressed fabulously. And they fucking sang their hearts out and played their instruments and fucking rock and roll. Like, this was like kick-ass performance that I was like totally into. All right, so this piece just doesn't want to fit in. And I'm hoping that I can make it work with this part that gets attached. I don't know. But this piece is going to pop out, and I don't know why, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And if I flip it around, that's not any better. But yeah, this piece just doesn't fit right. And I'm also gonna double check. Was that 53? Because sometimes I have fucked up. No, that's part 53. Germany got done dirty, right? Germany was like fun and cool. We all remember Lordi. Who were a nonsense like monster gear metal band that were more like a classic 70s rock band, really. But they won the whole thing because people got on board with them. It feels like not enough people got on board with Germany this year, which is a shame because it was so fucking fun. I'm looking at this and it's just like, yeah, this should just fit in here. This does not fit in, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong with it. This does not want to stay in, and I don't know why, but we're gonna have to move on, and I'll probably find out what I fucked up with this later. I hope I'll find out why this piece just does not want to sit flush, but it fucking doesn't, and I can't immediately figure out why. It looks like it should just fit there, and it doesn't. And if I flip it around, that don't make no sense. If I flip it this way, that don't make no sense either. It's just like, this is the way it should go in. Like that. And it should snap in and sit there, and then it doesn't. And I'm worried that that's going to be a problem later. Let's panel line this. And then we'll, oh yeah, because those just snap right in, huh? Well, this is supposed to go like that. This bottom part here does slide up, so theoretically, this will still have some structure to it when it goes in like that. Yeah, I don't like how that fits, but whatever. Let's panel line this, then I'll find some stickers that need to go on it. But we'll get this looking good, and then we'll move on. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed Eurovision today. I was rooting for Germany. They were my dark horse. I would have been happy with Finland because at least it would have been fun. I think Sweden is. But yeah, I was definitely like not thrilled about that. I somewhat enjoyed Graham Norton just being caught up in Eurovision and mostly playing along, but also seeming to be uncomfortable in some parts. And I thought that was fine. He was a fine enough host, from what I saw. And I was like, okay, sure, Graham. There were some other people, and it was overall good show. So good showing. That was Eurovision. You can find all that on YouTube. The full performances will go up in Eurovision, and they'll be available in multiple countries soon. Some of them are probably blocked in certain regions right now because licensing and getting all that stuff together can be a nightmare. And some countries have like first refusal or like first look at in their native language or their native country, and then it gets opened up to everybody else and all this other stuff. So if you're looking for any performances, you can also look for the semi-final performances, which are generally the same. Graham's commentary is a huge part of the appeal. Yeah, certainly. I mean, the year I watched when Logo broadcast, this is years ago, when Logo broadcast and we had our English commentary, that was enjoyable. That team was very knowledgeable about what they were seeing and kind of explaining. They did a very good job of being like, this is, hey, you know ABBA, that's this. And like just trying their best to explain to an audience that might not have been aware of what was going on, and an internet audience that was just like, American internet audience that was just like, yeah, Eurovision, okay. But yeah, just to be like, hey, it's been a long time thing, and like there's countries, and you just kind of, you pick a country you're not sure you know where it is in Europe, and you just go for it. And just like, it's like, this is a thing, and it makes sense that we got the license for this. And it at the time felt like a big deal when Logo got broadcast rights. It felt like a very big deal. You didn't have to really fuck around to try to watch it, which was really nice. But that's Eurovision. It's a good time. Some good acts this year. Again, my favorites were Norway, Moldova, and Germany. Some wrestle talk. We can talk a little bit about wrestling. There are two big things that happen in wrestling that are weird. Speaking of, Pauline says, my tinfoil hat theory is that Sweden got the win because they got to host. They get to host the 50th anniversary of ABBA. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could look at it that there were people that would be interested in that would be interested in it being there for that anniversary, that it would feel special, and so the performer just had to not be bad. Like, she didn't have to be the best. She just had to not be embarrassing for that to work. And I think that's, like, unfortunately, like, not that out there of a thing to think. I wish that it was like, like less likely that there was shenanigans. But okay, so does this piece have stickers on it? It looks like it does. It looks like this piece here has some stickers on it. Yes, that's here. Okay, so this piece, we have to put 8 and 9 on here. And so it's this part here is going to have stickers, so we'll apply those. And then we will move on to the armor unit But yes, hey, I'm John. Welcome. As in John asked, wrestling in this economy? Indeed. Some stuff happened on, of course, I'm missing Rampage tonight, but that's okay. I can just look up the results. I'm not too worried. There's a tag team match that involves Dark Order. I like Dark Order a lot. They're not winning that tag team match because it wouldn't make sense for them to win it. So it's like, okay, like, I'm sure there'll be some surprises, but I'm not, I can't really be asked. Maybe I will put on TBS, like the West Coast TBS feed. I can probably get the West Coast TBS feed, maybe not. Yes, Rampage was supposed to be last night. Usually it's, but it's tonight instead. I can sometimes get I have the East Coast TBS feed, no problem. I can sometimes get the West Coast TBS feed, so maybe I can watch it then, but I don't know. We'll have to see if that happens. Sometimes it happens, sometimes not. Or the TNT feed, I should say. Here's how I remember it. The TNT champion often defends on TBS, and the TBS champion often defends on TNT because it's the secondary belt for the women's division, so Jade Cargill is often on Rampage. And it's a TNT belt, but TBS hosts the bigger show. So Wardlow is often on Dynamite with the TNT title. So it's the inverse of how it should be. Can you find Jade on the other shows? Certainly you can. Is it more likely that she will be on this one? Yep. Okay, so how does this work here? How's this work? I'm going to say... Yep, that looks about right. Oh, that's not... Actually, that's wrong. Yeah, this is... I put this on wrong. Yeah, this is very wrong. Oof. Yeah, how does this fucking look right? How does this supposed to look right? I shouldn't see any of this gray, I guess. I'm hopefully not gonna fuck this up too much by removing it. Anyway, the big stories on SmackDown last night were that Asuka fully turned heel. Bianca Belair was in her the town where she went to college, like the area that she is from, which is always a bad thing for wrestlers, but it was the celebration because she is like the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era, which what the fuck does that mean? But whatever. Just means she's won a lot. She's not the most winning, but she's won a lot over time. Is that how it's supposed to look? Yeah, all right. I think that's how it's supposed to look. Sure. We'll do it like that. And Asuka came out before she got to say anything. Hey, Lord Crashington. And you're like, well, Asuka and Bianca Belair had a face versus face. Asuka was acting weird, but she was still nice, and they had a good match at WrestleMania, and maybe Asuka should have won, but whatever. And Bianca, Asuka not wearing the clown face paint. She's got some cool paint around her makeup, not paint, makeup around her eyes, but she's not wearing the face paint. And it's like, oh, that's interesting. Wonder why. And then Asuka sprays. Lord Crashington wants me at the dance button, which I'm not going to do right now, Lord Crashington, because I'm putting stickers on a kit. So I will do that soon, and I promise. And thank you for using your channel points. But I'm not going to dance right now because I'm trying to apply these stickers. But I will at some point soon. So Asuka sprays mist, and it's the black mist, which is the deadliest of the mists. And of course, Asuka later says on Twitter that she put chilies in the mix, so it hurt the eyes even more because of the chili flakes or whatever, or chili powder or whatever she put in it. but it was extra damaging. And Bianca sold it like she was dying, and it was maybe a bit too much of a sell, but whatever, it was fine. So I guess our gal is a heel. Maybe they needed her to turn heel because they were afraid because people like Bianca a lot, but maybe this reign has just been too fucking long, and maybe Bianca doesn't need to be champion right now. Because some people were cheering for Asuka because they love Asuka, so they had to make sure Asuka was a baddie, and they did that. And then people were cheering for Io Sky because they just wanted something different. And that's not an attack on Bianca, who I think is fantastic and rules. I just think that she needs a heel run. So maybe she'll lose and get mad and then be a heel for a while. And then turn face again, and people will be psyched about it. I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to hit the dance button. Boop, boop. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to put together a bunch of parts here. Oops. Yeah. Thank you for using your channel points for the dance button. The other big thing that happened at SmackDown. There are two other things. One, we know at Night of Champions, which will be in Saudi Arabia, we know who will face, due to a tournament, who will face to become the new heavyweight champion, the WWE heavyweight champion. There's a new title. It's going to be a Raw exclusive title. It'll be a Raw member versus a SmackDown member for some reason, and the SmackDown member will then be moved to Raw, and that doesn't make any sense because they just had the draft, but sure, whatever. And it's going to be Seth Rollins, who we knew about on Monday, versus AJ Styles. And that's going to be a good fucking match. AJ defeated Bobby Lashley in the finals. He had a long, not that great three-way fight where AJ Styles was the spring chicken, which is never a good sign, with Edge and Rey Mysterio. And then Bobby defeated Sheamus and what's his name? Austin Theory, and then got busted open hard way, bled from his head, and then that cut reopened in the main event, which was a lot of blood. It was a whole lot of blood. Bobby, he was bleeding. But anyway, Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the new champion, sure, that sounds good. But that wasn't the only announcement of a title match. There's going to be a tag team match. The tag team titles, the unified tag team titles, are going to be defended in Saudi Arabia at Night of Champions. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa are going to do it instead of the tag team that's in the bloodline, the Usos. No, they don't get a shot at it anymore. It's going to be, they got humiliated. It turns out, no. That's going to be good old Roman Reigns, who's been a former tag team champion, and Solo Sikoa. They're going to go and fight. Now, Roman Reigns already has 2 belts, and apparently not defending either of those, or both of them, because he defends them at once. He's not defending those belts in Saudi Arabia. He's defending, he's trying to win 2 more belts. Paul Heyman already carries around 2 titles for Roman Reigns. How's he going to carry around 4 belts? And how's that supposed to work? It's not. It's the answer. It's not supposed to work like that. Look, people were like, oh, they're going to do it. They're going to fucking do it. They're going to have Roman Reigns just have so many titles. And I'm like, no, they're not. They're not going to do that. But then I was thinking, because immediately my first thought is, oh, Roman's doing Night of Champions. I wonder if he's also... Because he doesn't do every pay-per-view. Like, he didn't do Backlash. And I don't know. He might do Money in the Bank, but he might not do Money in the Bank. Because the Money in the Bank ladder matches are kind of sometimes the main event. Hey, Harold, welcome. Attach all of the belts together. There you go. That's it. That's a solution. But it's like, maybe he's going to go. Maybe he's like, going to... Yeah, I it's kind of a surprise. And then I was like, Wait, what the fuck am I talking about? That's not the surprise. The actual real surprise is a Voltron belt, yes. The actual real surprise is, wait, Sami Zayn's going to be in Saudi Arabia. He's going to be in a Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. Premium live event, pardon me. Sami has not done that. He has never been to the show. Now, they've never publicly said why he has never done the show. He's never done it, and Kevin Owens has never done it. And we knew Kevin Owens was a for my friend thing. Now, there have been various theories as to why he's never done it. The first being that he's refused to go, and he's in a spot in the company where he can refuse that, and people will take him at his word, and it's not a problem. That's always been a theory. Another theory was, he's from Syria. He's Canadian, but he's also a Muslim from Syria. That's where his family is from. His family immigrated to Canada from Syria, and he runs a charity a medical truck, like a roving hospital. He funds that with donations, charity donations to run that. And Saudi Arabia and Syria have had hostile feelings towards one another for many years. So maybe it was a political thing of like, he's not welcome there, so he hasn't been able to go for religious and country reasons. Possibly coincidentally, Saudi Arabia and Syria have been talking for the first time. Have been communicating with one another for the first time in almost a decade. Perhaps Sami being there is a show of goodwill. Or they don't know, and it's never been a problem. He just never got booked for it up until this point. But I don't think anyone was expecting him to go. And they weren't, and Kevin's never gone. So it's surprising. It's weird that they're going to be there. So the like Roman Reigns of it all is interesting. The idea that Roman's going, he doesn't really usually do those shows, but he's the big champion, so I guess it makes sense. And of course, he's not putting his titles on the line. He's trying to win even more titles, which is funny in many ways. It's pretty interesting how they're doing that. So it's like, oh, okay, all right, this all seems to make some sense. But it is odd, and it is unexpected. I would not have expected that to be an event at that show. I should say, I don't think that they're going to win those belts. I think Kevin and Sami are going to lose those belts at some point. I don't think it should be. I don't think Roman Reigns should be a tag champion and a singles double champion. Like, I don't, because they never unified the two belts. He is the belt holder for two different world titles. They're adding a third world title because he is only on one show, which is nonsense, and that's a separate nonsense issue. But whatever. He shouldn't also have the unified tag belts. That's too many goddamn belts. He shouldn't have that. Maybe he will. Maybe he will. But anyway, I think that's it for the world of wrestling. We'll know on Wednesday officially what's going on with AEW and their big announcement. Tony Khan loves to make big announcements. He made a small announcement about the big announcement coming, which will be the upfronts for Warner, where it'll be announced most likely about Collision, the Saturday show that we're running, and there'll be some big announcements about that and all that stuff. It'll be fine and fun and maybe terrible, possibly not terrible. Okay, so this needs to poke through the next thing we're going to be putting in. Just working on this armor here. When we do the other side, it'll be a lot easier. As always, friends, we're doing we do the legwork here to make our lives easier on the next part, and it will. So that's always nice. Is there any other things? We'll talk about some games after we talk about some anime in the second hour. For the next couple of minutes before we take our pause for the cause, I'll just say this. What's going on with the streams? What's going on with me? Right? Is there anything big? Anything interesting? Obviously, getting amped up to talk about Plastic Model Weekender was a big thing. But that's done now. So it's like, what's going on, Pat? I can tell you about 2 events that are on here on this channel, not somewhere else, that you might be interested in. There's in June, on June 23rd, which is a Friday, I will be streaming on a Friday. Weird, right? But yes, it's true. I will be streaming on a Friday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, running till about Jersey Girl just followed. Thank you, Jersey Girl. Appreciate that. Starting at on Friday about 4 p.m. June 23rd, ending, I don't know, at least 8 p.m. Maybe later. We don't know. I am doing my second ever subathon, and it will be my birthday subathon. The goal will be to get to 86 subscribers, which is the most subscribers I've ever had. One more than the most, because my most has ever been 85. So we want to get to 86. And also, that will be double my age, which will be 43. It's a coincidence, and I'm psyched about that coincidence. So I'm going to double my age and celebrate my 43rd birthday with video games, with wrestling, with old video games, wrestling, old like video game videos while I eat my dinner. I don't know what all of the stretch goals will be. Not the stretch goals, but like the accomplishment. Well, we get to this point. We get to this point. We get to this point. The unlocks. How many subs can Pat eat in one stream? Yeah, no. It's not that kind of subathon. Incentives. One of the incentives is going to be wrestling themed sing-alongs. 2 glasses of pilk. So that's the thing, right? That's the thing. I don't know what 86 is. I don't know what 86 is. Is it 2 glasses of pilk? Or is it like hot pilk? Is that worse if I do hot milk with like room temperature soda? Like, is that the better punishment? Is it the 2 glasses? Mountain Dilk? Yeah, no, I don't want to do maybe Mountain Dilk is the way. We'll just do a funnier name for it. Hot pilk has to be worse. That's right. So do I want to do funnier, which is because when I drank 1 full glass of that, and when I say glass, I mean this size glass. When I drank 1 full glass of that, I was like, I didn't enjoy that. That was a lot of that. But if it was hot, I'd have to do it. I wouldn't be as much. It wouldn't be a full glass because it would be in a big mug. So it would be close to it. But if I did like hot milk and like room temperature soda, that would suck. Because it would, when the room temperature soda hit the hot milk, there would be a chemical reaction, and I bet it's awful. So I don't want to drink that, but is that a good incentive to get to my goal? So anyway, that's June 23rd. Then we'll talk more about that, obviously, because it's more than a month away. It would probably curdle. You're right. It totally would. And would be a bad time. The other thing to look forward to will be July. July 20th, which is a Thursday night, which is fitting. Very fitting. I might have to save Mountain Dilk for my next charity stream. Hell yeah. Oh God, Pilk Slushy. So, what was I saying? Oh, July 20th, which is a Thursday, which is fun. It's fitting. Because on July 20th, that was my first ever stream. And now, 6 years later, we'll celebrate on 7/20/26, or 23, I should say, my 6-year streaming anniversary. Because I started in 2017 on July 20th. And it just worked out to also be a Thursday, which is great. That's going to be my streaming anniversary, so it'll be my streaming anniversary stream. And I'll build a model kit on it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. My thought was, what if I got my friend John, who was a guest? He stopped in and hung out with me during that, like, one of my first streams. I don't even know if it was that stream, but he was like a physical guest in the room, and I was like, maybe I would do that. Like, but I think I will, like, have somebody hang out with me on stream. I think that is probably what that's going to be. And I've also thought maybe, like, that week I'll have, like, so Monday, Thursday, Saturday, I'll have, like, some guests, like audio guests, because it'll be the easiest thing if I just have some people in there. And maybe it'll be, like, different, like, I'll theme it around, like, different parts of my life. I'll have, like, comedy friends one night, and I'll have, like, video game friends another night, and maybe, like, acting friends a third night, or just do 2 nights. Like, maybe I'll do that Thursday and that Saturday and have guests on both nights, and kind of do, like, PAX/video game friends. And then on another, I do, like, the world of comedy and wrestling friends or something like that. I haven't decided yet. I don't know. I've got way more time. Get Jimmy Fallon on. Yeah, no. I got way more time to figure that shit out in the future. But it is exciting to think about. I'm thinking a lot about it. I might be just as surprised as y'all, to think about the fact that I have been doing this for that long. I had thought about doing my affiliate anniversary, which was like a couple months later, but nah, I'm going to do my actual streaming anniversary. I didn't really do anything for the 5-year. I just, like, told people about it, and that wasn't, like, I didn't make a big deal out of it. I kind of want to make a big deal out of it this year. I think that would be nice. And it's also something excited about and look forward to. So those are the 2 big events, the birthday subathon, which will be a Friday. Oh, I should also say, that month, next month, I won't be doing a stream on the 24th, which is that Saturday, because then I would be doing a Thursday, Friday, Saturday stream, and I don't want to do that. I might build model kits I think I'll build model kits that Tuesday, but also that Tuesday might be when I record Pat Bear's Anime Club, because June is when the anime ends. The season kind of wraps up in June. So that's tentative. Right now, I don't think that Saturday. I think I'll take off and I'll just stream, because it'll be a long stream on that Friday, and I don't want to do Thursday, long Friday, Saturday. Is there a way to tell when the first stream was? Well, I have it written down. YouTube.com/PatBear is where I have episode 1 of the Build with Baer Workshop, and it is dated on the date, and that's how I know. It might be somewhere in my, like, I know my affiliate date. I know when I got that, because I have an email about, like, hey, you've been accepted into the program. But for, like, when my first stream was, I just have an archive of it. So I just looked at the archive a couple months ago and went, hey, when is my 6 years coming up, right? I kind of let the 5-year just kind of slip by without noticing. So I kind of want to make it a big deal. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I'm excited about it and kind of want to celebrate. And that's July. Also, I want things to look forward to, because I don't have a bunch of those things set up right now. Because you may remember a few months ago, I was talking about a gig that was in a physical space, and I was going to be able to do some tech work. It was like an installation, and I had to learn a program. How to run some a projection program that, like, I'm glad I learned how to use that. That job got canceled. So I was looking forward to that, because I started studying for it and was very excited, because I had to learn this program, and I was going to have very little time to actually learn how to, to get into space with it. But it was going to be like a cool, like, tech job, like an in-person tech job. And I was excited to have that. And that job got canceled, and that bums me out. So that was the thing I was looking forward to, and that went away. And I was like, I need to create things that I can get excited about. So that is one of the things that I've decided I am excited about, which is my subathon coming in June, and hanging out for my anniversary. The subathons are a thing I will probably do, like, I mean, this is going to be the second one this year. I don't think I'll do a third one, but every once in a while, like, I want to do them. I want to do a big push. Like, diminishing returns are certainly going to come, but I think we could pull it off. And if we don't hit my goal, that's fine, because honestly, the major goal is just as many subscribers as possible. So, all right, this part isn't supposed to come out. So this is here's our wing thing. It comes out like that. That's pretty neat. We'll panel line this part in a minute here. We'll get all this panel lines. But we need to take a pause for the cause, which will be a perfect time to work on that. Hi, friends. This is my opportunity to talk to y'all about ways you can support the channel, what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you about is optional. You don't have to do any of these things, but if you would like to, that would be neat, and I would appreciate it. So if you're thinking about becoming a subscriber, that's the easiest way to support what I do here. You could throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 Blue emote if you're a Tier 2 subscriber. John already threw them in. We appreciate that. Thank you. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you get that token. You could use it on somebody. Use it on me. And if you aren't using it for me, use it for somebody else. Make sure you use that token if you have that. Or maybe somebody in your household or a parent has Amazon Prime, and you use that for every once in a while for free shipping. Why not also use that for this guy? Or Cash Money. You could also gift a sub. We had Bobby and Unjan and Omega all gifted subs, which was so kind of them. We're currently past my goal. My goal is 40 subscribers. We're at 43, which rules. That's awesome. The goal is always 40. But yeah, you can gift a sub to somebody in the community. Also, you could be like Harold and throw in some cheer my way. Harold has cheered 75, which we appreciate very much. That's an easy way to support what I do here. There are other ways, and I'm going to tell you the other ways in just a second here. I got to refresh that page. You're great. So I have a Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining my Patreon. If you're just joining, I'm talking right now about ways you can support the channel. Then we're going to get back to model kit building. We're going to do some panel lining, and we'll do some stickers later. And it's all going to be great. I'm going to talk about anime, but right now I'm talking about me and the various ways that you can support me and this stream. But yeah, I got a Patreon. Join that Patreon. What was I going to say? Also, hey, I have a YouTube channel, and I post videos there that you might like. I've been posting more shorts lately, which has been fun. You go to youtube.com/PatBear. You can subscribe for free, or you could become a member. And for $2 a month, you get my Patreon video, my Wednesday videos a day early. Should just get that one day early. And something that you might like. Let's see. Also, if you want to help me out, but you don't want to monthly support me, because those three things are all monthly ways to support me, how about every once in a while throw me $1 or $2 at my Patreon, my PayPal, my Coffee, or my Stream Elements. I keep saying Patreon. I don't know why. I just keep doing that. But yeah, those are ways for direct support, because everything I make through direct donations, through Patreon, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos does help me, and through my Twitch, all goes into a fund. I take money out of the fund and buy model kits. I was able to pre-order this beautiful kit with your generosity, which I appreciate very much. Past you is helping present you. So won't present you help future you? And by extension, me? Now, if you're like, Pat, I'm excited about the Lego set that you're going to be building after you're done with this kit, because that's the next thing, because your $10 patrons voted on what you build next. You're right. That is going to be the next thing, unless something is purchased from my Amazon wish list before I start building that Lego set. In which case, the thing that was bought off my wish list jumps the queue and becomes the next thing that I build. Over on my Amazon wish list, I got a bunch of stuff. I got inexpensive Lego sets. I got expensive model kits, various different model kits, all different prices. Inexpensive kits, very expensive kits. There's a puzzle in there that I bet is going to be annoying, but I'll build it if you buy it. That's why I put it on the list. Kits that are on sale. Hey, one of the Witcher Mercury kits, the Bigger Bee. Boo. I got to learn how to say that. There are a couple of these kits that I don't know how to say. And I'll have to learn how to say it. If you buy it, you're going to make me learn how to say the Bigger Bee properly. But yeah, there's kits with free shipping, kits with Amazon Prime shipping, which is different from free shipping, all kinds of different things that I will be happy to build if you made the purchase for me to build them. And there's some gear at the bottom of the page because it's always nice to have some options because maybe you want to support me and what I do here without having to figure out what a model kit makes sense for you to purchase. So you just buy me more liquid cement, or you buy me a better chair than the one I'm currently in. We're going to get through this real quick and get back to model kit building here, but I do want to also promote that I have a Throne wish list, and also you can go to USA Gundam Store, buy a gift card, send me a DM on Twitter or whisper here on Twitch with the gift card code that you get when you purchase that, and I'll use that at USA Gundam Store and probably buy a Witcher Mercury kit because those are the ones I like the most lately, the new ones. Let's see, other things. I got a Discord. If you want to support me and you don't want to spend money, I fucking get it. I'm providing you with entertainment, but you are providing me with views, which is lovely, in your time and your energy, and I appreciate that. But why not hang out in my Discord? I post build photos, people post stuff they're working on. It is a nice little community. Sometimes a whole day goes by and no one posts anything. It's nice. It's pretty damn chill. Let's see. Video links. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I did my best to answer the question, why are light novel titles so goddamn long? And in the process of answering that question, I made some discoveries and also did way more research than I normally do for Pat Bear's Anime Club, which is often just opinion based, but in this case was factual based. I also need to know the answer to that question, right? So I answered that question, and then I gave some fun facts, including like which light novel author also popularized the term otaku. What? Yeah. A person who generalized a lot of the styles of light novels that are popular also popularized otaku as a word, which is a fun fact that's in that video. And then Baerly Rehearsed is my ongoing video series where it's a comedy pieces that I write and perform, and I promise that I have rehearsed them at some point. Maybe I'm off book. Maybe my eyes are darting to my script that I have made very big so I can read it. But this one is really, it was an accident that it's related to light novels, but it is related to light novels in that it is, that guy at the adventure, like in the isekai, that guy at the guild or that guy at school that just can't believe that the main character is as strong as everyone thinks that they are, or that they're presenting themselves. They're like, why is this tiny child here at the guild? I'm going to get involved for no reason. I play that character, talking to another person about how they're going to go bother the main character. It's my least favorite minor character. It's the second least. And in that video, I talk about my least favorite character, which is a slight variation on that one, which is, of course, the childhood bully / authority figure / best friend who doesn't think that they should be / family member that really can't understand why this is happening, or noble that has been embarrassed, because fuck those tropes. Anyway, that's Baerly Rehearsed. I explained it longer than the video is, I bet. We're going to talk about some anime, and then we'll talk about some video games. And I'm going to continue working on this kit. But before that, I need to drink water. I need it. I had so much salt the past 2 days from restaurant food, and I need that water. and we'll dramatically transition back to the overhead right now. All right. Let's talk anime as I panel line this. While I'm panel lining this, we can talk about some anime. We got My Love Story with Yamada-kun at level 999. This episode was not as strong as some of the previous ones. We did get some prolonged looks, and we're kind of getting like some vibes going here, but it was not. We ended with them being, last episode, with them being very close, Yamada and Akane, and Yamada getting very embarrassed and kind of running out and not having a good explanation as to why. Because he's in his feels. So in like a fun little moment that like doesn't fit with the vibe of this, like basically their bodies got close together and they got embarrassed. And then he bolted because he was embarrassed about it. Because he's not looking for a manga-style meet cute. He goes out to buy a drink to cool off, and he upsets the employee when she asks his name, since she recently graduated from the school he went to, and he just kind of bothers her. Or he's just bothered by it. He's not interested in talking to this person that's trying to make small talk. He goes back to the apartment. He finds Runa, who is the girl that was jealous but now is rooting for the two of them, and Akane together, and they're asleep. And Akane has tied her hair back. And he does not know why he's doing this. And this is main character cute, not main character creep behavior. He unties her hair without her waking up. And he doesn't know why he did it. And later, when asked, he's just like, I cannot explain to you why I did that. He does not have an answer to it. Again, he is the main character and love interest in this romantic comedy anime, so that behavior is cute. Whereas if he was the guy, like an ex-boyfriend or not the love interest, it would be creep behavior. Don't do that, is my recommendation, because you are in the real world and not in a manga or anime. So don't. Next day, Yamada answers Akane's door. Oh no, this is like last night. This is still in the night. And it's the ex-boyfriend, Takuma, the ex-boyfriend who is a big fan of Yamada, and he surprises Yamada there, but he just is convinced, hey, well, this isn't because you're dating. Like, I know you said you were dating, but that's not, there's no way that could be true. And that annoys Yamada on behalf of Akane. He doesn't like fully go like, oh, why? Why wouldn't I date her? He's like, no, why wouldn't she be able to date me? What are you talking about? Like, why are you putting down your ex-girlfriend in front of me? At the very least, her friend. So he's mad about that. Takuma is like, he does have a caring moment, even if he is his own little world, because he is just like, seeing me wouldn't make her happy, so don't, don't wake her up. But Akane hears everything, and she's kind of okay with what happened. She's kind of accepting of the events there. She's probably a little still hung up on being rejected, but it's not like she loved this dude. It was more that like she was shocked that she was getting dumped. Is kind of more of the vibe of what happened. So yeah, so that segment was pretty good. Akane gets a job at a convenience store near the college. She's got herself a part-time job. Her laptop has been repaired, and so she's playing the online video game where everybody met again. She's able to play that. And then she meets Takezo online for the first time. And then as payment for the laptop repair, Ada asks Akane to help clear a dungeon. And then setting up for, hey, even though this is like one of these people is a college student, we're still going to get a festival arc going here. Don't worry. We're still going to have possible romance at the school festival. Don't you fucking worry about that shit, because Yamada is asked to participate in a festival pageant, but he doesn't want to do it. But he's like, well, you're going to be at the festival as a representative of this video game. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. What does it mean to have people in a guild represent? Are they like promoting the game at the festival? I don't know what that means. It feels like an excuse to get these characters to be at a fun school setting. So that's going to be the next episode. As I said, this was more like a little more Yamada, which is nice because he does feel like the character that has to grow and change some in order for this whole relationship thing to work out. But also, it was kind of fun just to have like basically a lot of this was set up for the next episode, which I'm not against, certainly. All right, so now we need the connector here, which is on gear, which is B14. We got to snap this piece out here. And then like all these other skeletal pieces, which are normally the arms and legs and like sometimes the waist parts of this kit of these real grades, is we didn't have to like bend this and turn this so it all fits in right and does what we need it to do. So this is going to be like this. And then like that. And then as always, I got to make sure that I am doing this properly. Yes, okay, so it's like that. Great. And then that is going to go into this there. Great, so that's done. And then just so we feel cool about this, we're going to, this is 11 and 12. And then, yeah, so this is 11. We have now, the right armor unit is done. So then that goes in here. And then I'm going to see how this connects. We do have to put stickers on this, but I just kind of want to see how it connects first. It does have pop together. Okay. Yeah, all right. That locks into place. Okay. So it goes like that, and then they'll feed in like that. Okay. Oh, okay. So how you do this is you actually, I'm going to move the arm forward here, kind of lock this in place first. That doesn't do it. That doesn't do it. I thought I for sure understood how this worked, but that doesn't seem to lock in. Oh, there it is. Okay. And then that'll, oops. Apparently what you do is you bend these a bunch just so they kind of get they get used to moving around. And then you can pop this in where it needs to go. Maybe pop this up. So you can pop this in there like that. Great. And we're going to have to put stickers on this later, but we'll wait until we get it more connected. And as always, this thing is not going to work exactly how I want it to work because it's got to be annoying. Because why would it immediately work well? It can't be perfect, so it's got to be annoying as shit. Yeah, they're supposed to be. This doesn't look right at all. Hmm. Okay, it goes like that. All right. I get it now. This does not fit as cleanly and look as cool as it should. This might be a thing where after we're done with all this, like before Monday, I will go and fiddle around with it and suddenly make it work and it will all look nice. But right now it doesn't. I don't know why. But it doesn't want to fit in properly. There's also like no space for this peg to go. Should go like that. Yeah, there's no side peg for that at all. Whatever. I'll figure it out. Let's get the other part built and then we'll take it from there. I don't want to force any of this because obviously that would be terrible. So we'll just do it like that and then we will continue on there. Oh God, chess piece. No. No. All right. Okay, we're not going to put that piece on yet because this whole thing is falling the fuck apart. Now the chest is not locked in place anymore, and because they're putting too much pressure on the backpack, and it is just everything is bad with this fucking kit. Remember when we had the chest settled and everything was good, and then I just had to go and put new parts in there. Very fun. All of this is incredibly fun and cool. And none of it sucks ass and makes me hate it. It's all awesome and cool. Okay. So this chest piece has to go back on properly. It's very fun that it is not on right now and weird. It's very fun and enjoyable. But it is not super hard to get this back into place, luckily. Because I did... Yeah, no, this Gundam is incredibly fragile. That's the thing, because they focused so hard on it having a very cool and like show accurate transformation that the result is that it is like incredibly fragile and sucks. And I bet when the wings are on, it's not going to want to stand up on its own, and it's going to need a stand, which is fine. I'll get it a stand, but I'm not thrilled about it. Like it is, yeah, it is a piece of work right there. I'll tell you that. And this is supposed to like lock in like that. But the other parts don't lock in. They're just there to... Whatever. We're going to work on the other one. This thing is so fucking frustrating that we're going to go back to the thing I know how to do, which is to build the other part of this. Because we did 11 up until here. So now we got to build the other part of it. Oh, I'll apologize, friends. I will say, I didn't do all of it. I thought that was the last part. There is more for this to build. So I actually didn't finish this part. So that is on me. And I will say, yeah, I screwed that up. So that's on me. While I am fixing my own mistake, which is fun, and I'm fine to admit, while I'm fixing that mistake, let's talk about Otaku Elf. A lovely series. I'm still enjoying Otaku Elf a lot. Koito, you've got Elda, who is the elf, and Koito, who is her young charge. Koito decides to spend more time studying for her job as being the Miko and being the support, which makes Elda think that Koito is sick of her, which it's been so little time in this series that can't be the case. But you can't really tell people not to feel scared or weirded out or uncomfortable. She frets more. She gets more nervous when Koito buys an academic achievement charm from another shrine. Can you fucking believe it? Just because she wants to study hard, but she doesn't get a charm from the shrine she actually works at. And it's like, that one's the one where you're like, okay, well, the other ones I was like, hey, relax. This one I'm like, no, that's discouraging. You have every right to feel bad about that one. Elda recalls when she was summoned to learn Japanese. When she was summoned to this world to be the elf like goddess, one of the guardians, she had to learn how to speak the language. She had to learn Japanese, and she had to go to a school. And then Elda keeps interrupting Koito's studying because she's bored. And then, in what is a honestly very funny moment, Koito's just like, wait, I'm studying history. You lived all this. The history that I'm studying. You should know all these things. But Elda's stories are like also full of complaints about the era and things that she was unhappy with at the time because, of course they're full of complaints. She lived at the time. So she's peppering in her own thoughts and feelings. Koito ends up passing her test when Elda offers sushi as a reward if she does well, which is a nice little bit of business. And then later, there is going to be, every 50 years, there's an important ceremony at Mount Fuji. And Elda does not like it because it's the tallest point of Tokyo at the Sky Tree. And Elda, our elf friend, is scared of heights. So she does not enjoy this ritual that has to happen. Elda recalls how the name Mount Fuji. So we get some history here, friends. We had some history in this episode. This episode is rich in history because we learn that the tail of the bamboo cutter, the famous tail, is how it gets its name. Is from that tail. So we get a little bit of a history lesson, which is nice. Mikos are forbidden to enter the sanctuary. Elda is like, no, you're coming with me, and you're staying. And it's nice. It's a nice little thing of like, oh, okay, she does like this, her new charge. She is happy to have her there. It's a nice little moment in this episode. And then Elda prays for Koito to be nicer to her. And Koito prays for Elda to stop buying so many expensive games. So the moment gets a little ruined by their own, natures, which is still cute and still fun, and it's still a pretty fun episode, even if it is a little wild. Very cute show. I'm enjoying it. Speaking of cute, I got to talk about this episode of Too Cute Crisis. This episode of Too Cute Crisis is adorable. Because first we get, the first half is about a bath, and the second half is about going to a zoo. And the bath scene is fun. It is Lisa learning about how to bathe her cat, Yozora. It's like you got her friends Kogane and Kasumi who are like kind of guiding her. It's very cute, them like kind of showing her the ropes That's lovely. And kind of reinforcing how, like, it's not just about the cute animals, it's about the people that love cute animals. Like, that is the kind of combination factor there that kind of keeps everything moving and going, or the episode, which is nice. Um, they bathe the cat. That's very fun. It's very cute. And then it's zoo time. And so we get to see Lisa, like, she's been pretty, like, unfazed lately. It's like, hey, we saw once she met the hamster and all that, and is like kind of hanging out with other animals. It's mostly about exposing her coworkers to these cool animals. But not this time, because this time it was, oh, motherfucking capybara time. That's right. They were at the zoo. Lisa is hanging out with these floating in the water, just enjoying their lives capybaras. She also meets a bunch of llamas who are just like so fucking chill, and like she even like does the same expression as them, like couldn't give a fuck. Like, llamas are chill up until a point, but these were all very chill llamas. Capybaras are chill no matter what the fuck happens. It is very fun to watch her reactions to meeting all of those animals and just having a great time. This is an episode full of those kind of reactions. The thing we come to this series for, the thing that I am very used to it at this point, of like, oh yeah, that's the bread and butter of this series, is aliens meeting cool animals and being just charmed by it. And a bonus, this episode didn't look bad, because some episodes in this show look like they don't really have that much of a budget. And for like a fun, cute series like this, I don't mind it. But like, there's a series that's based on a manhwa that's out this season, and that animation budget is like $1, and it's an action. There's action in it. I mean, there's some romance, but it's also an action series, and every action scene looks like they don't have any money, and every, like, you do two characters staring into each other's eyes. You can do a lot with that. You can make that work. But if you have, like, if a character is supposed to push another character off of a cliff, and then that character is supposed to get caught, you should have, like, frames of animation for that. That is really bad looking. So I'm not watching that series. But I am enjoying this one, which some episodes do feel pretty cheap. But this episode looked pretty great. Didn't need to do a lot. And also, Too Cute Crisis doesn't really need to do a lot. I'm not asking a lot out of it. So that's the anime I've been watching. Now I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching? What are you playing? Is everybody a Zelda kid right now? Are you all in there? You building your fun contraptions and your silly good times and having a ball? What's going on? What are people into? John is a Zelda kid. Hell yeah. If you're watching any movies or TV, you went to go see Guardians, or let me know, I don't know what you all are up to, what you into, getting caught up on some shows. Did you watch Eurovision today? Let me know what's going on with everybody. For video games, for me, I had a lot going on. Hey, I'll say this. I can fish now in Persona 4 Golden with mods. I've gotten to the point where I can fish. The next time I stream that game, we will start with a fishing mini game, or at least the very beginning of it. We'll get into the fishing mini game part. Why can't I do this properly? Why is this being so weird? I did this fine on the other kit, and it goes like that, and then this goes like this. But yeah, I got to the point there. I'm going to stop with Persona 4 Golden, because we got to do some investigating and all that. But I do want to go fishing with people, so I have paused the game. But I did all of the annoying things in Golden to do, because you need a fishing hook. To get a fishing hook, you need to get it out of the mouth of a fish that is owned by the owner of the owner of the liquor store. At night turns the liquor store into a bar. And she doesn't want to talk to an underage kid at that bar, which is you, which makes sense. So she won't talk to you until you have bugs that the fish really wants, like her goldfish or whatever it is. I can't remember what fish it is, but her fish at the bar slash liquor store, you need to have these bugs, and you get those bugs by getting a net from the bug catching kid, and then that lets you trade sodas to the bug catching kid, and then if you trade enough sodas, you get enough of the bugs that she wants, and then you get breadcrumbs and the hook, and then you talk to an old man and give the old man a hook, and the old man gives you a fishing pole. And you have to do all that shit. And I finally did all of that. I cheated and gave myself in the save state, or the save editor, I gave myself the bugs that I needed because I didn't want to do all that bug catching or trading, because you had to trade them over a certain period of time. You got to do a bunch of, I don't want to catch any more fucking bugs. So I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. So instead, I just skipped a step. But it still took forever, and I finally could fucking fish now in Persona 4 Golden, and that makes me happy. Lord Crash says, I'm fucking around with Tears of the Kingdom, helping lots of Cork find their friends. Hell yeah. Aristophanes says, I played a few hours of New Zelda, but I'm back on Jedi Survivor since I'm close to the end. Hell yeah. Finishing games is a good, if you can do it, fucking finish those video games. If you can get that shit done, get that shit done. Happy to hear that. Harold says, my Zelda came out in 1987. Well, I understand. I get you, Harold. I hear you. I know what you're saying there. Lots of gacha in the new Zelda. That's a shame. I've been playing a new season of Fall Guys, and I watched the first 2 episodes of Muppet Mayhem. I gotta check out Muppet Mayhem. Yeah, I know that's a thing that's out there. I like a good Muppet shenanigans, so I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of wrestling. Watching some wrestling documentaries, some short subject wrestling documentaries. I was watching some old ones because I was trying to recommend to one Bradley Shoemaker. Brad, he's not interested in wrestling, but likes wrestling documentaries because they're fascinating, because the world of wrestling is terrible and nonsense. So I recommended a short subject documentarian who focuses on wrestling, Kenny Williams, and a couple of my favorite of those about the people, and because he's going to watch Dark Side of the Ring, but he was watching the territories, and I kind of want to show Brad about the people, because I think the people are interesting, the wrestlers, and their work. So I kind of shared some of that. Lord Crash says, I watched all of the Muppet Mayhem, which is fun, but has some questionable cameos with Billy Corgan and Charlemagne the God. Yeah, Billy Corgan is an interesting choice. It's like, I know Smashing Pumpkins, and I also have not paid attention to anything else that's going on with Billy Corgan since the Smashing Pumpkins, and only cursory about the Smashing Pumpkins, and not the state of affairs of that band, and Billy Corgan's relationship with that band. But that definitely feels like oh yeah, we get Billy Corgan, okay. No investigation any further. That's what that feels like to me, your friend Pat. I ended up playing a lot more Diablo 4 beta than I expected last week. I didn't touch it. I just want the game. I didn't play any of the beta again. Was actually able to beat Ashava. Nice. That's good to hear, Lashbrook. I didn't play any more of it. I just know I want to play it. I know I want the game. I just want to play the game. I just want the game to come out. So I did not help with their stress test in any way. I'm getting some wins in Hearthstone right now. I'm in a good spot in Hearthstone, getting some victories. I'm happy about that. My cheat out big minions deck is working out pretty good. It's a paladin deck. My big minions paladin, my big minions shaman, and my big death rattle rogue deck are all doing pretty good. Let's see. Programming note. Should mention again that next Tuesday, which is the 16th, I will be playing Pokemon Platinum Randomizer, returning to my randomizer run because I really enjoy doing a randomizer run. So I'm just going to fucking do it again. So that is on, that's going to be this Tuesday. The following Tuesday, no stream. Because that Wednesday, the 24th, I'm going to do my stream on a Wednesday. That's right. I'm going to miss half of Dynamite for you. Mainly because I want to play a game that comes out that day. And I don't want to wait a full week. But I'll be playing an indie game of some fun animal friends that are playing poker. At some point in the past, they committed a robbery. And now they are playing poker. But I want to check that game out. And that game comes out on a Wednesday, so I'm going to be streaming on that Wednesday. And I am looking up the game because for whatever reason, that game's name, Sunshine Shuffle, just does not want to stick in my head. Sunshine Shuffle does not want to stay in my head. Again, I will be provided a code for Sunshine Shuffle. I will not be purchasing that game myself. So please take that all with a grain of salt and all that for my thoughts that will come in there. But I am predisposed to enjoy it as a enjoyer of an airport run by an airport created by aliens, currently run by dogs. As an enjoyer of that game, I am interested in this next one. So that'll be fun. So I'm getting a code for that, and I'll be able to talk about that game more. But I decided instead of waiting to the next week, I'll just do that. And then on the 30th, back on a Tuesday, that's a one-time Wednesday stream. Back on a Tuesday, I will be playing, or I'll be watching some old wrestling. We have not done a Pat Watches Old Wrestling stream in a while. So we will we'll get back into that. So look forward to that shenanigans and that nonsense. We will be watching some old French wrestling, probably. And lots of Japanese wrestling. I might save the French wrestling for, I might save that as an unlock of because I do think that TV show New Catch is fun to watch on a stream environment for that. Some questionable loose roped wrestling. No, so we'll probably focus on Japanese wrestling. We might do a full stream of just All Japan women, but we'll mix it in. There's going to be a lot of All Japan women, but I also haven't looked at I have access to a Google Drive with a lot of fucking old cool wrestling, and I haven't looked at it in a while. So I'm going to go take a look at that drive and see what's been added since I last looked. Because it has been a hot minute since I checked out that drive. So I'm going to see. I'm looking at I'm literally looking at the update right now. Seeing if I can see what these uploads are. What do we got here? Okay. The updated notes are too much stuff to list, which is bad. That's a bad thing to say. So I'll be checking through there. I'm going to look through and see actually what got. I'll do by date added and see what actually got added to this whole thing. But I'm going to pull in some old, awesome wrestling. New Japan on Eurosport. I might watch some of that. There's a bunch of here. Vancouver All-Star Wrestling. I don't think we've watched any of Vancouver All-Star Wrestling. Perhaps we will watch a little bit of that. I will find out. That's from the 80s, I believe. Yes, the early 80s. Maybe we want to watch to real weird 80s wrestling for television out of Vancouver. Mike Dupree versus Randy Rich. Sure. Moose Morosky and Joe Cagle versus John Baker and Mike Taylor. These are some fucking territory-ass names. Yeah, this looks... The Mongolian Mauler versus Moondog Moretti. Yeah, we might have to look at some Vancouver wrestling. That seems pretty good. That's the end of the month. I'll have plenty of time to decide what we're going to do there. What I know we're going to do tonight is call it quits. We finished the body of this kit. We have got some of the backpack, the flight thing together. I'm going to panel line this probably on my own time just to make things easier. I'll finish this up and panel line it just so we can ready to put those on. And then all we have after that is the beam rifle, the shield, which is also part of the flight, and then we have to we got the gun, we got the shield, then we got to go ahead and panel line this whole dang thing, and then maybe figure out how to get the flight mode working, and then Lego, and then we'll do Lego. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. This kit sucks so much in terms of, like, being frail. We might not do a flight mode. Okay, so some of these pegs are for the flight mode version. That makes sense. So some of those pegs don't work on the backpack. They're just for the flight. But look, we'll try it. But if this thing just falls apart as I'm trying to convert it into the flight mode, I will give up. So look forward to that on Monday stream, where maybe I just give up on part of this kit. But we'll panel line it. I'm going to finish this piece up and get it ready and looking good and all that. Gotta do all that stuff. Hey, Lashbrook just signed with Prime. That's 66 months on a 66-month streak, saying, finally let me use this anyway. 66 months for 6 years. Does that math even make sense? I don't know. But let's throw in the Bear Cave Lego Scythe mode. Thank you very much, Aristfan. Aristfan throwing those modes in. Appreciate that. Lashbrook, thank you so much for using your Prime Gaming token. 66 months is so many goddamn months. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much for that. Right at the end of the stream. We love that. We appreciate you. I don't want to do the math right now. I mean, we're not at 6 years yet, but we're close to it. Anyway, we got to go raid. That's how we end every stream around here. We're going to go find somebody cool doing cool shit that we want to go hang out with on a Saturday night. As John says, we always end with a raid. And as always, friends, in the modern era, we're not going to go hang out with Will Smith if he's not playing a video game or doing something. If it's just his goddamn birds, we're not doing it. I refuse to do the bird thing. So we're not going to go raid Will. Let's see. Who's doing what? Will Smith bird boycott. Yeah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to raid anyone playing Zelda. Several people on my list are playing Zelda, and I think that that's not fair to folks that don't want to see story stuff. So can I raid anyone that is not going to just... You know what? Hell, Xandra is playing Destiny 2. I don't think I can spoil anything by Xandra. I should be specific. Xandra Bot is playing Destiny 2. Which, remember, Xandra Bot is the VTuber daughter of Xandra. So we're going to go hang out with Xandra's daughter, Xandra Bot, who is a robot mouse, who is playing Destiny 2 with friends. That feels like a thing we can do where we are not going to get Legends of Zelda spoilers, because we have options for that. So instead, we're going to go hang out with Xandra and Xandra Bot. Feel free to come along on this raid. It'll be fun. I don't know. I may have undersold it, but it'll be a good time. Just like fun people playing Destiny 2, and Xandra with a cool robot voice. It's a good time. Thanks so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great night. Come back on Monday as I finish this kit. And I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.